Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, the Rumpled One, coming to you Thursday, July the 23rd. The year's 2020. Let's talk trading. Secrets of Scalping 2. That's not 11, that's a Roman numeral 2. Okay. I like some of the feedback. Actually, I liked all the feedback I got so far. It seems like many people are interested in trading, and a few of you shared your thoughts on it. I appreciate that. Okay, secrets of scalping 2. Um, One of the things I forgot to mention because I used to say this all the time. In trading, especially scalping, there's only two kinds of traders: the quick and the dead. You can't hesitate. In fact, somebody I don't know if they quoted me or not, but they said it's like playing a video game. That's exactly what it is. We're talking reaction. We're not talking thinking. We are talking reaction. Once you get in there, you cannot think because the second you pause to think is the second that price moves against you, half a pip or more, which takes you from a positive to a negative. In fact, it just happened on the pound a few minutes ago. I was watching it. It was near the bottom. It touched the bottom, and then it spiked up. I don't know, about 2 or 3 pips, and it looks like that you should go long, and then it slammed right down. So you have to be aware of that. And you also need to be aware that these videos are for educational purposes only, and your results may differ from mine. Trading is extremely risky. You can lose all of your money. If you need trading, investment, or financial advice, seek the advice of an accredited financial professional. And on your risk management, in fact, one trader said, you probably don't have time to put your stop loss in. So once again, it has to be mental. Somebody else said that there's EAs that can detect a live trade and can automatically put the stop loss in there. You have to choose what works for you. And as with scalping, you have to take the profit before the market takes it back. You have to. If you don't, you're going to wind up sorry. And the other thing that's important is your brain management. You got to have the right attitude when you're scalping or when you're trading. Actually, you have to have the right attitude no matter what you do, because the wrong attitude is only going to hurt you in the long run and the short run sometimes. So you got to make sure you don't let your mind drift into any of these things. You have to focus, focus, focus. So let's just take a quick peek here. We still have one that hasn't filled the gap. And we can see the pound dollar is still above that weekly high. And you can see right here we're approaching the top of the opening range for the week here, the first day. So we'll see if price gets back down inside this range looking for a reversal. And it's a red day today, and we're down 571 pips from the year, but for the week we are up 125. For the month we're up 275. Approaching that weekly inside bar high of 1 week ago. You can see here. We've got a few other inside bars on pairs that you can trade. The range. Okay, it's a little bit earlier than I normally make videos. I wanted to get in at the top of the 4-hour bar here, which is 6 o'clock in the morning my time. And you can see we've got 5 pairs over 100 with the pound clocking in at 81. And it looks like we're pushing against that low, trying to make lower lows. Okay, buy zone. There was one trader that was, asking about the buy zone and, why is it 4 pips on one screen and 10 pips on another? What changed? Nothing changed. It's just that sometimes You want to have a tighter trading range than others. So for example, this 10 pip open plus or minus 10, this is for when you're trading. You want to trade the daily range. You're looking maybe for to get in the trade and really ride it out, as opposed to maybe if you have a 4 pip um, range or an 8 pip range, the open plus or minus 4 plus or minus 8. What you're then looking for is you might reset that every hour. You're looking to take advantage of the range for the hour as opposed to the range for the day. So you can see here, if you tried that every hour during the beginning of the Asian session or almost through the Asian session, there's just not that much range. You might get a pip, okay? But if you, and then on the other hand, if you're trading in the Asian session, you might enter a trade, but in this case, if you went short, there was a loss because you had the bias of the pivot right here. So you would have had a losing trade there. Now, you can use this for scalping, and if you do, you just might want to scalp right across the open line itself. And sometimes you'll hit it and lose, and sometimes you'll hit it and win. But that's trading. You can't expect 100%. Red rats have already feasted. It's now time for the green rats to feast. So you can see here on the M15 candle, we're already moving up and we're right around that 75 psycho line. We hit the pivot. I have to remember where's that weekly pivot is down here, and I think we hit that on Monday already. We've taken out that pivot. You can see here, once again, we took out the daily pivot, switched over. We still have that weekly pivot from July the 5th to take out, but it's 257 pips away. We had almost a doji yesterday, a 3 pip candle body, so just in and out of the wick zone. Now for the scalping. This was the chart I used yesterday. Let me pause for a second here and bring up the next chart. Okay, I've got the next chart. What is different? I added 2 indicators because I wanted to build things slowly and step by step so you can understand each indicator. In fact, somebody asked where can they find the multimeter candle color. It's either in the TRO build 1000 zip file that I either sent you, or you can find it at the MT4 mother loads over on Crestlick.com. I added the in and out indicator, which is somebody else wrote that one, and I'm just using the inside bar, and I paint it with the aqua stripe there. And I also added the 3 levels easy semaphore, my modified version. It's funny, somebody took my modified version, renamed it, and changed the, instead of having semaphores, they got boxes, and they only showed a 3-ball, and they called it something else, and they're, taking credit for something that they didn't really enhance. People are funny, aren't they? Okay, so back to scalping here. You can see we just crossed through that high, and had I been a little quicker, I could have gotten in that trade. So if you notice that line disappeared, what I did was in TRO HL5, I'll show you, and I should probably post these templates so you can just go ahead and grab them. So what are we doing? We're showing the high and the low. Okay. Only show not crisscross. We set that to true. We're going to use 60 bars and shift back 1 bar because we don't want the current high and low. We don't need it for what we're doing. So what we want to do is we're looking for 3 balls, 2 balls, and 1 balls. That's when we're saying, okay, we can enter a trade. And here's how it works. You see the 3 ball. Now you want to look for a turn trade. So right here, 1, 2, And then that high line that we just crossed a couple of minutes ago, that was the break. Now we're trading long off the 3-ball, and it tells you right there, 7 bars ago, we had a long bias. And you see how it's just breaking through, breaking through. So, so far that would have been a very nice trade. Unfortunately, didn't get a chance to jump in. We're definitely in the green rat zone, and we were coming off a 3-ball here. And the reason why we have only shown not crisscrossed, because we want to show where prices most likely to meet the next resistance, and it just clears the way. And then what happens is when it comes back down, there's usually not going to be any resistance on the way down. And I'm using resistance not in the classic support resistance sense, but just in where it's going to have a hard time moving through. So I'm not talking about this is support and this is resistance. No, I'm saying these are lines that if they break, chances are it could go to the next line. And then chances are it could go to the next line before reversing. So we can just watch this. Chances are we're not going to get a trade this video, but you just saw how price moved. So what we'll do now is we've got a 2-ball. So now we'll look for that turn trade going to the downside. So the way I like to play this is 3 balls your strongest. So once a 3-ball comes in, that's the direction you want to trade. You want to look for longs. Now, a 2-ball, though, is stronger than a 1-ball. So as you can see here, 3-ball, 1-ball, 1-ball. This is now a pullback. It didn't go higher, so you can trade off of the 1-ball. Somebody's going to say that's hindsight. That's the rules. That's how we play it. This 3-ball, since we're going against this 1-ball, it's going against the 3-ball. It's like this is not a long trade. No, we're going to look for the next short. The 2, you can use either way. You can use it as a stop and reverse, or you can use it as a pullback. So the 2-ball goes both ways. 1-ball only is considered a pullback. And how these balls form, it's basically, not exactly, but it's basically a 2-ball is a 13 bar high or low, highest high, highest or lowest low over 13 bars. 3 balls over 34 bars, and a 1-ball is the highest high, lowest low over the last 5 bars. And so that's why they move. So right here, we've got an inside bar, so we could look to go short. Now, we're only in the first 15 minutes, and I don't have any of the range indicators because, like I said, I want to build this kind of in a step-by-step fashion. So after this video series is over, you can understand why I have things on the screen. So looking here, we've got this inside bar looking for a break. It could go either way. Usually if it breaks an inside bar, it's going to be a nice move. And it just broke it. So we would want to enter the trade as soon as the ask got here. But it's such a small bar, we might, in this case, might want to pass it. But now it's ranging. So if it's going to range between this line and this line, that's when you look for the breakout, which just happened. So once again, 3-ball says trade long. So, fellow traders, keep asking questions, posting your questions. I prefer questions posted out on the social media rather than via email, so more eyes can benefit from the Q&A. And I want you to remember, this is very simple. So here you have green at the line long on the 1 hour chart or 1 hour candle. So just remember, fellow traders, it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So go out there and drain the banks. And if you're new here, please click subscribe and like. The Rumpled One, signing off.